If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Weekend Recap on the Courtside Financial Podcast, a segment where we bring you a compilation of everything that went down throughout the week from a stories perspective. Before we get into this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and click the notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any content that's coming in the future. So NIO has made a bold move by opening its orders for 2024 models. However, it seems like their upgrades might not be as groundbreaking as we had hoped. While competitors like Li Auto are rolling out some pretty transformational upgrades, it seems like NIO's upgrades so far this year are going to be pretty lackluster in comparison, and I'm a NIO investor. For example, there aren't many upgrades that we can talk about for NIO's product models for the year. But by comparison, Li Auto has announced that they were going to be rolling out 10 product upgrades to their existing models, which is kind of emphasizing a complete overhaul of the existing products. Li Auto seems primed to deliver a level of refinement and innovation that exceeds expectations this year. So NIO is undoubtedly making progress with their new cockpit chip and centralized computing platform, but it's clear who's doing more from an upgrade perspective this year. So hopefully NIO acknowledges the significance of not only delivering incremental upgrades, but also focuses on transformative upgrades as well before the year is over. And maybe they have something up their sleeve. Now let's get into the specifics. It seems like NIO is all about the chips right now and focusing on centralized computing platforms. But here's the thing, these upgrades feel like playing catch up more than setting the pace as far as innovation. And when we compare these recent upgrades to Li Auto, it's clear that NIO's kind of lagging behind the competition right now from a technological perspective. And then there's NIO's announcements like Nomi GPT.
Hi Nomi，
在呢。
给我一个龙腾虎跃的氛围。
龙腾虎跃的氛围灯将展现金色
which sounds like it'll be very good, but it raises concerns about their ability to deliver on their promises of 2024. Now, NIO's moat is all around their energy replenishment systems, their infrastructure regarding charging, and it seems like competitors are starting to play catch up in this space as well, and we don't want them to erode the moat that NIO is trying to build around the business. In my opinion, NIO needs to step up its game in this rapidly evolving market. Lackluster product upgrades and increasing competition should certainly be cause for concern. NIO needs to definitely show some more urgency right now and really start to innovate again in order to stay ahead of the curve and maintain their competitive advantage in the market. But obviously, we're not going to count out NIO just yet. We still love the company, or I do at least. They definitely have a solid foundation with their NIO Power Network, and if they can continue to build on this effectively while innovating, they still have a chance to be the top dog in the electric vehicle game. It's all about how they respond to these challenges and if they can do so effectively and efficiently. That's all we have for today. Sometimes you just have to be real about what's going on, but I do remain bullish on NIO, and I hope that they can really roll out some game-changing tech or at least set themselves up for a good 2024 and a great 2025. Our first topic delves into the complex world of emissions in America as it pertains to the automotive industry. It seems like a tale of contradictions, doesn't it? On one hand, it seems like there's this push to move towards newer, cleaner energy, but on the other hand, we're relaxing the barriers that are keeping us where we're at instead of moving forward. So what's with the apparent regression? So let's unpack this a little bit. The US, known historically as a powerhouse in innovation, and it is a powerhouse in innovation, seems to be lagging behind China when it comes to electric vehicles. Now, Tesla is one of the golden children here, so and the pioneer. So we'll never take that away from the industry or from America, I should say. So the reversal in regular emissions is definitely raising some eyebrows though, especially when juxtaposed with the global trend towards sustainability. But why the resistance? Well, our narrative suggests that it boils down to economics. The American market, one of the largest in the world, arguably the largest in the world, exhibits a tepid enthusiasm for new energy vehicles. Despite substantial subsidies, sales figures remain lackluster. The high price tags are a barrier to entry that deters buyers, with the average cost of an electric vehicle eclipsing its traditional counterpart. Furthermore, the infrastructure for electric vehicles in the US appears woefully inadequate compared to some other countries like China. It's all about infrastructure. Limited charging stations coupled with high installation cost are another deterrent for buyers and a deterrent for widespread adoption. Maintenance and insurance costs are another thing that add to the financial burden for these companies. And so it makes new energy vehicles less appealing to the American consumer than it is in China for now. It'll be interesting to see where time takes the American market in terms of electric vehicle adoption. These are all certainly challenges, but if resolved, they can present substantial opportunity. Now let's delve into our second topic, which is Bridgewater and Associates, Ray Dalio's firm, making substantial moves in the stock market, even picking a winner in Nvidia. So Bridgewater and Associates has constantly been increasing their holdings in Nvidia, and they have benefited tremendously from Nvidia stock's recent rally. As Nvidia continues its upward trajectory, Bridgewater and Associates seems poised to capitalize on their investment. Bridgewater and Associates is also invested in NIO, I should say, for those of you who aren't familiar, and NIO also leverages Nvidia as one of its partners for redefining the future of mobility. Since 2014, NIO has been collaborating with Nvidia on initially its infotainment systems, but now even software-defined vehicles and automated driving features. Notably, NIO's forthcoming 2024 models will all feature the Nvidia Orin X chip, and the ADAM centralized computing platform is going to be leveraging these chips. These models will integrate 4 Nvidia Orin X chips each, bringing it to a remarkable computing power of over 1,000 tops. I think it's 1,016 to be exact. This strategic move for NIO to leverage Nvidia underscores the symbiotic relationship between technological innovation and investment strategy, something that, we kind of mark our channel after, the relationship between business and technology. That's what we say at the beginning of every video. But it's worth noting the most recent update between Bridgewater and Associates and NIO is that Bridgewater has sold off a significant portion of its NIO shares. Now, I'm going to kind of go through this really quickly just so you can understand where they're at, but it's worth noting that they're still bullish on NIO. So in Q4 2023, they sold 11.5% of their shares. That was minus 341,000 shares. In Q3 2023, they sold 8.9% of their shares, minus 289,000 shares. In Q2 2023, that was a time when they actually were adding shares of NIO, and that's when they increased their share count by 29.2%, and that was plus 736,000 shares. So you could say that they sold off their position a little bit over the last few quarters, but notably they are still holding on to NIO. They are still bullish on NIO from my perspective. Ray Dalio's position in NIO is currently worth $14.2 million US. That's 0.08% of their entire equity portfolio. Now, they're not the largest holder of NIO according to stockcircle.com. They're the 190th largest shareholder in NIO. But like many NIO investors, according to stockcircle.com, Bridgewater and Associates has been taking a loss in NIO of about 76%, with their average estimated purchase price being $59.7 million. It hasn't been a great year for NIO. It hasn't been a great last couple of years for NIO from an investment perspective, but Bridgewater and Associates has seemed to be making some sound investment decisions. They like NIO. They like Nvidia. Nvidia was very successful. There was a time when NIO stock was very successful in 2020, and it remains to be seen if NIO can turn the tide and generate shareholder return again. Let's start with the facts. Figure AI, a company specializing in humanoid robotics, has received or secured, I should say, a $675 million investment, skyrocketing the company's valuation to $2 billion. This infusion of capital comes from tech heavyweights such as Nvidia, OpenAI, Amazon, and Microsoft, signifying a resounding round of confidence in the company's abilities and future prospects. Now let's dissect what makes Figure AI stand out. Founded in 2022 by Brett Adcock, Figure AI is a company that specializes in creating humanoid robots to handle a various range of tasks that have been traditionally done by humans. Some of these tasks range from warehouse management to medical care. With a small team of only 50 individuals, Figure AI has managed to attract top companies like Boston Dynamics and Tesla, driving innovation in the field of robotics and AI. But what sets Figure AI apart from its competitors? Its resounding commitment to benefiting mankind. In a world of grappling labor shortages and unsafe working conditions, Figure AI sees robotics as a solution to bridge the gap. They want to enhance human capabilities by developing robots that can handle hazardous tasks and ultimately boost productivity. Figure AI aims to create a better future for generations to come. Now let's shift gears and talk about the implications of Figure AI's success. With technology giants like Amazon and Microsoft throwing their weight behind Figure AI, the race to dominate robotics is heating up. Companies like Tesla and Diligent Robotics are also making strides in this space, introducing innovative solutions to address social needs. So where does this leave us? As Figure AI and its competitors push the boundaries of robotics, we're definitely witnessing the dawn of a new era. From manufacturing to healthcare, humanoid robots are poised to redefine industries and revolutionize the way we work and live. And with investments pouring in, the future looks brighter than ever for Figure AI and the robotics industry as a whole. So let's start by breaking down the key points. Apple's decision to abandon its car project after making so much investment, money-wise, billions of dollars, and time-wise, a decade or so.
But we want to take the Apple experience even further. And we saw an opportunity to transform another fundamental method of transit, and we call it Apple Car. Apple Car was created by Apple and built on principles that we stand for, like simplicity and transparency and privacy.
What's my take on this? Well, it's a multifaceted issue with several factors at play. First off, we have to acknowledge the immense challenges of entering the automotive industry, especially for a company like Apple. Despite vast resources and technological prowess, the automotive sector presents unique hurdles, from regulatory requirements to manufacturing complexity. Apple's expertise lies predominantly in consumer products and software development. Venturing into the highly competitive and capital-intensive world of automobile manufacturing is undoubtedly an ambitious thing that Apple would be doing if they continued going down this route. And let's not even overlook the competitive landscape. Traditional automotive manufacturers, luxury automotive manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes, Porsche have established themselves as leaders already in the luxury car market for decades. They've got loyal customer bases, and even with Tesla being a disruptor in the industry, there's so much fierce competition out there. So do we think Apple underestimated the challenges of entering this industry? Well, it's possible, because while Apple's initial vision might have been to revolutionize the car market, the reality of execution has proven to be even more daunting. Developing autonomous driving technology, navigating regulatory frameworks, and establishing a robust supply chain, these are formidable tasks, even for a company of Apple's caliber. And let's not forget the financial aspect. Despite immense cash reserves, Apple operates on a business model that thrives or prioritizes high profit margins. So let's run through the timeline really quickly. In 2014, Apple launches Project Titan, aiming to develop electric vehicles with self-driving capabilities. 2015 rolls around and reports surface that hundreds of employees working on Project Titan, with Apple attempting to poach engineers from companies like Tesla. 2016, Apple states focus on autonomous driving software technology, aiming for the highest level of autonomy, L5. 2017, Apple receives permission from the California DMV for self-driving tests on public roads. 2018, Apple's self-driving car experiences its first on-road accident, reports surface of executives leaving the project. 2019, Apple transfers employees from the self-driving car division. Reports indicate discussions with component suppliers for LiDAR sensors. 2020, many employees with Tesla backgrounds join Apple's automotive team. Reports indicate fewer self-driving vehicles in operation. 2021, rumors of negotiation with Hyundai Motor Company for electric vehicle manufacturing. Significant executive turnover within the project. 2022 reports suggest disbanding of pre-production teams, signaling potential setbacks. 2023, Apple registers vehicles and drivers for autonomous driving tests but faces multiple crashes. 2024, Apple officially halts efforts on car manufacturing, reallocating the resources to AI development. The relatively low margins in the automobile industry might have influenced Apple's decision to not continue in this venture. Instead, they might want to reallocate resources into more promising high profit margin ventures like generative AI, not generative AI, just AI in general. Generative AI is a subset of AI. Apple's pivot towards AI and spatial computing represents a strategic focus on areas with greater potential for profitability, as already proven. We're seeing this with products like the Apple Vision Pro, which I went to the Apple Store last week or 2 weeks ago to test out. The company's doubling down on technologies that they feel has the potential to reshape industry. It's fascinating to see how Apple's trajectory has evolved over the years, from revolutionizing personal computing to refining the idea of mobile communication. And while the idea of an Apple car may have come to an end, the company's commitment to innovation and really coloring outside of the lines hasn't gone anywhere. Their commitment to innovation and technology remains unwavering. Apple's decision to shift gears underscores the dynamic nature of the tech industry and the importance of adaptability in a changing market landscape. Well, it's been a pleasure dissecting this topic here today. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for this episode of Courtside Financial. I certainly want to hear about what you guys think about Apple's decision to abandon the Apple car and focus more so on their core competency. For those of you who haven't got to see Sora in action yet, here's an AI generated clip that was created just by entering the following prompt. A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with a warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots, and carries a black purse. She wears sunglasses and red lipstick. She walks confidently and casually. The street is damp and reflective, creating a mirror effect of the colorful lights. Many pedestrians walk about. just from entering that one prompt into Sora as if it was like ChatGPT or something. This entire video was created and it's not real at all. Think about the implications of technology like this. Now, as we gaze upon the mesmerizing capabilities of Sora, it's hard not to get swept away by the excitement. But amidst the euphoria, it's crucial to ponder the potential ramifications with this type of technology, both positive and negative, that accompany this technological marvel. Sora's debut marks a watershed moment in AI history, offering a tantalizing glimpse into the future where imagination knows no bounds. Yet beneath the surface lies a Pandora's box of uncertainties, which certainly calls for our attention. Let's consider, for instance, the impact of Sora on education. While it holds promise of revolutionizing education through more immersive technology, or more immersive experiences, I should say, and personalized tutoring, there's a looming specter of inequality. Will Sora widen the gaps between the haves and the have-nots, rendering traditional education obsolete for those without access to cutting-edge technology? And what about the entertainment industry? Sora's ability to generate lifelike images and videos could spell trouble for actors and artists, raising question about the authenticity of creative works. So will we witness a seismic shift in the landscape of entertainment, where AI becomes a new maestro, relegating human talent to the background? Furthermore, as this type of technology progresses, the need to safeguard one's identity becomes more and more paramount. With Sora's prowess in generating hyper-realistic content, the lines between truth and fiction blur. This poses a grave threat to privacy and security. Will we find ourselves ensnared in a web of deception, where discerning reality from simulation becomes an arduous task? But anyways, fear not. Even with all these clouds of uncertainty, there still is some silver lining. Imagine a world where Sora becomes a catalyst for innovation, empowering individuals to reach their creative potential like never before. From architects designing futuristic cityscapes to educators crafting immersive learning experiences, the possibilities are as boundless as the human imagination. Therefore, Sora holds the keys to democratizing information and entertainment, transcending geographical and socio-economic divides. In the hands of benevolent stewards, it has the power to uplift society, bridging the gap between aspiration and attainment. So as we embark on this transformative journey, let's embrace the duality of Sora, the yin and yang of progress, and navigate these uncharted waters with wisdom and foresight. So what's the beef? Musk is suing OpenAI for breach of contract, deceit, and basically accusing them of being a profit-hungry monster that's getting away from their initial promises of having a non-profit company. He's even demanding compensation for mental damages from what he claims occurred from OpenAI's shenanigans. It's like a Silicon Valley soap opera, folks.
Are you guys listening? What do you think?
Any more comments?
No, I can't comment, because it's legal stuff. But I'm curious, what do you guys think?
We weren't listening.
Oh, okay.
Let it go. Do you think we're
Feel good about how it went?
Yeah, I think so.
Now let's break it down. In 2015, Musk co-founded OpenAI with dreams of creating AGI, artificial general intelligence, for the betterment of humanity. Somewhere along the line, things went off the rail. Musk claims that somewhere along the line, OpenAI shifted gears to commercial profit, cozying up with big tech companies like Microsoft and turning its back on the open source ethos. Musk's lawsuit reads like a juicy tell-all, detailing alleged break room deals and broken promises, as well as the power struggles within OpenAI. He's accusing them of everything from contract breach to unfair business practices, and he's not holding back about this. It's a showdown of epic proportions, folks, and the stakes couldn't be any higher. But here's where it truly gets interesting. Musk isn't just in this for the money, although there's plenty of that on the line. He's fighting for the soul of AI itself, arguing that OpenAI's shift to a closed model could be a danger to society. He wants to drag AI back into the light and make it open source once again.
I'm generally in favor of open sourcing, like bias was open sourcing. I mean, it is a concern to me that, OpenAI, I was, I guess arguably the prime, prime mover behind OpenAI.
He wants to put an end to the profit-driven algorithms. So what's the verdict? Will Musk emerge victorious, or will OpenAI's lawyers rain on his parade? Only time will tell, folks, but one thing's for sure. This courtroom showdown is a battle of the ages. Stay tuned because the Musk versus OpenAI saga is far from over. That's all the news that we have time for this video. I hope you found it interesting, insightful. I want to know what you guys think. Is OpenAI in the wrong as a company, or is Elon Musk in the wrong? And who do you think will emerge victorious of the lawsuit, regardless of who you think is right or wrong?
Explain really clear to you guys what's happening with Adidas. It's not only are they putting out fake colorways that are non-approved, they're suing me for $250 million, and they're also not paying me for these shoes that they're putting out that have my name on it. And they're using contract clauses and 50 years of business experience to rape an artist, one of y'all favorite artists, right in front of y'all in broad daylight.
Let's dive deep into the Kanye West and Adidas saga, where every twist and turn is more dramatic than a Shakespearean story. Our protagonist, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has once again taken to the digital stage to air his grievances with the iconic sportswear brand, and I think Kanye is iconic too, so just wanted to put that out there. Ye dropped a bombshell on Instagram airing out what he believes to be an internal document from Adidas. Now picture this. While Ye's dropping truth bombs, we could roll in some B-roll footage of him scrolling through his phone, eyes squinted in righteous indignation. This document supposedly outlines how Adidas employees should handle inquiries about the return of the Yeezy line. It's like watching a spy thriller, but instead of secret agents, we have sneakerheads and corporate execs. Ye's Instagram caption hit harder than a knockout punch, accusing Adidas of disregarding his opinions and, wait for it, trampling on human rights. Now that's a heavy accusation, folks. I can practically smell the smoke from this scorcher. But let's give Adidas a chance to lace up their response sneakers. Billboard, who I got my information from, reached out to them for a comment, but so far they received nothing. Maybe they're too busy crunching numbers from their latest Yeezy sales. Honestly, I don't think that they're selling that many Yeezys, but who knows, the information could be shocking. I mean, there's a lot of people who aren't even in tune with social media. Me personally, will I be buying Adidas Yeezys anymore now that Kanye has denounced them? No, because, the whole point of buying the sneaker was to support your artist, and because of the energy or the respect that Kanye brought to the collab, now it feels like you remove Kanye from the collab. To me, you take the soul out of the collab. So for me, I won't be buying Yeezys, but maybe there's people out there doing that, and no harm, no foul to them. Speaking of sales, Adidas recently announced that they'll be releasing more Yeezys into the wild. It's like a divorcee showing off their new Porsche after splitting up with their ex. Adidas ended their partnership with Ye back in 2022, citing his string of controversial remarks and how they're no good for the brand, marking it as hate speech. Now let's not paint Adidas as an innocent bystander here. They cozied up with Ye for quite some time, even after he compared himself to Adolf Hitler and Jesus Christ. Ye's been on a roller coaster of controversy, from slavery being a choice to the mark of the beast. His PR's got to be having a field day every day. It's like playing a game of Russian roulette. And let's not forget his infamous fashion choices, like the infamous White Lives Matter t-shirt. Ye's fashion statements sometimes can be as bold as his opinions and ultimately just divisive. So where does this leave us? In a never-ending whirlwind of drama. Whether it's about human rights or just plain old celebrity shenanigans, one thing's for sure. Ye versus Adidas is the feud that keeps on giving.
You ever notice how hair and nails aren't gross until they're off your body? Babe?
I think there's something wrong with Phil.
We'll just get a new one.
She doesn't deserve you.
What do you think?
Oh, you're doing your dress-up thing.
It's cosplay.
Yeah, role play.
My people get me.
Okay, folks, so grab your popcorn because Reddit, the front page of the internet, is making headlines again. According to Inside Whispers, Reddit is seeking $6.5 billion in valuation as it wants to IPO on the New York Stock Exchange this month. That's right, you heard me correctly, $6.5 billion. Massive amount. Now let's break this down. Reddit filing for an IPO back in February sent waves throughout the tech pond. It seems like they're ready to make a splash on Wall Street with an estimated share price of $31 to $34 per share. And hey, that's not all. Employees are gearing up to cash in on the action too. They have the opportunity to sell some of their Reddit stock during the offering. Oftentimes there's a lock-in. Talk about a payday for these guys. But wait, there's more. Remember Sam Altman, who we talked about, I believe, twice this week with OpenAI? Sora, ChatGPT, etc. Well, he's got a dog in this fight too. His shares could potentially soar up to $400 million in valuation because of this. Now that's a massive return on your investment probably. But hey, let's not forget Reddit's rich history with all the noise surrounding it right now. From its humble beginnings to a platform for cat memes and conspiracy theories to now shaping online discourse. For Reddit, it's been quite the journey, and with notable shareholders like Tencent and advanced magazine publishers, it's clear that Reddit has some heavy hitters in its corner. Now let's talk about the numbers. For 2023, Reddit's revenue hit a whopping $804 million, marking a 20% year-over-year increase. And while their net loss has narrowed, it's clear that they're still playing the long game in the world of online engagement. But what about the little guys? Fear not, Redditors. You too can get a slice of the IPO through Reddit's directed share program. It's like Robinhood, but without the memes. However, it's important to note that it hasn't been all smooth sailing for Reddit. Last summer, tensions flared between the platform and its moderators. This was over changes to its API pricing. But once again, fear not, dear listeners, for Reddit is forging ahead with plans for its data licensing model, ensuring that they stay ahead of the game in the ever-evolving world of social media. So what does Reddit's IPO mean for the broader market? Well, first, it's the first major tech offering of the year, and the first social media IPO since Pinterest graced Wall Street back in 2019. And with the VP of the New York Stock Exchange predicting a bumper year for IPOs this year, it seems like Reddit is just the beginning of what promises to be a wild ride on the trading floor. Let's kick things off with our first focus point. In the EV world, the competition is really heating up. IM Motors, a premium electric vehicle brand, just secured $1.1 billion in a Series B round of funding. That's more money than I've ever seen in my lifetime. Now, granted, $1 million is more money than I've ever seen in my lifetime. This massive investment isn't just big news for IM Motors. It's a clear sign that the EV market is getting fiercer by the day. With companies like IM Motors stepping up their game, it's a race to the finish line for dominance in the EV world. Let's talk about our second focus point, which is the hefty cash burn in the EV market. You see, folks, building electric vehicles isn't cheap. We talked about this week with our video with Apple. It's like trying to build a spaceship with a shoestring budget. Just ask Apple, who bowed out of the EV race earlier this week after investing billions of dollars in a decade of time. They realize that the EV market is a cash-hungry beast. And sometimes even tech titans like Apple, who have a lot of cash, have to throw in the towel. But fear not, Apple fans. They're not out of the game completely. I feel like their focus will shift more towards software integration. They're playing to their strengths in the high-margin world of software. After all, who needs wheels when you've got code? At least that's Apple's perspective, I would assume. Now let's circle back to IM Motors. The Chinese EV juggernaut isn't just about making cars. They're trying to pave the way for the future of transportation, like every other EV brand. They've got their sights set on smart car technologies and models to drive innovation. And they've got the backing of some heavy hitters like SAIC, Alibaba, Shanghai Zhangjiang, high-tech park development. So it's like they've got the Avengers of the electric vehicle world behind them. It's a team of epic proportions, and it feels like the company won't stop until every road is paved with electrons. But wait, there's more. Kind of like NIO, it sounds like IM Motors isn't going to be satisfied with just winning over the Chinese electric vehicle market. They have plans to be more ambitious and win on a global scale. That's right, they have plans to expand into Europe. And so every EV company, most of the ones that we hear about that are really making waves are planning to do this. And so IM Motors has plans to expand into Europe next. They've even got partnerships with all the right industry giants like CATL, Momenta, and Quintal Energy. They've got the brains, the bronze, and the battery power to back it up. So what's the verdict, folks? IM Motors doesn't seem to just be another player in the electric vehicle game. It sounds like they've got their sights set on becoming an MVP, which is a tall task to accomplish, I should say, and we'll have to see if it does happen. I'm not betting any money on IM Motors. You all know that I like NIO. I do like Tesla as well. I have my favorite companies in this electric vehicle race that I tend to talk about ever so frequently, but we'll have to see if IM Motors fits into the fold. But with their massive funding, ambitious plans, and strategic partnerships, they're driving towards a future where cars aren't just the norm. They're the standard. So buckle up because the ride is just getting started. So Li Auto has made quite the splash by cannonballing into the battery electric vehicle segment with their latest offering, the Li Mega MPV. Let's break it down. Li's confidence is as bold as the Li Mega's design. It's priced at over 500,000 yuan, so they're setting the standards pretty high and aiming to dominate the market. But what makes the Li Mega stand out? Picture this, a sleek 7-seat multi-passenger vehicle resembling the aerodynamic prowess of a China high-speed rail. That's the Li Mega. With its low resistance, this beast boasts a range of 710 kilometers, powered by a 102.7 kilowatt hour battery pack. This battery pack comes from CATL, and get this, due to some groundbreaking tech, it can theoretically charge from 0 to full in just under 12 minutes. Excuse me, not just under 12 minutes, just 12 minutes. That's like getting an order from Starbucks or your local coffee shop. Li Auto isn't stopping there. They're building a range of superchargers across China in order to cater to their customers. Now, I talked about this earlier this week as well, that NIO needs to be doing more because they're building their moat around charging infrastructure, but the competitors are quickly playing catch up. But wait, there's more. The Li Mega isn't just a pretty face. It's packing some serious firepower under the hood, with dual electric motors delivering 400 kilowatts and a fast acceleration of 0 to 100 in just under 5.5 seconds. This MPV means business. And let's not forget about the brains of the car, the Li Mega's intelligent driving system AD Max, powered by Nvidia Orin X chips. Sound familiar? NIO uses these too. Ensures that you're cruising with cutting-edge technology at your fingertips. Now shifting gears to the updated L series model, Li Auto isn't neglecting its tried and tested lineup of cars. With boosted battery capacities and comfort upgrades, these vehicles promise a combined range of over 1,400 kilometers. But as prices climb and deliveries loom, will Li Auto hit its ambitious sales target? They're gunning for 800k units annually, with the Li Mega alone eyeing a sales target of 8k. So what's the verdict? Li Auto's bold moves are electrifying the automotive landscape. But will their grand ambitions drive success or hit a speed bump? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, it's a wild ride behind the wheel.
titanium iPhone 15 Pro.
So what's all the buzz about? Well, let's break it down. Ladies and gentlemen, in the fast-paced world of technology, Apple finds itself in quite the precarious situation. The iPhone 15 touted to be the pinnacle of innovation. Mind you, I still have the 14. I have not upgraded just yet because I got this right before the 15 came out. But anyways, it's hit rough waters. Mixed reviews for the Vision Pro, a failed car project, and now a significant price slash on their smartphones. What's going on in Cupertino? Well, it seems like Apple isn't rolling as smoothly as expected. But fear not, listeners, we're just getting started. Apple's smartphone supremacy appears to be under threat, with competitors like Samsung and Xiaomi setting new standards along this whole AI movement. The once unsaleable iPhone is facing some tough competition. And with the iPhone 15 failing to make waves, Apple's hitting the panic button with price cuts on this model. That's right, price cuts. It's like a clearance sale at Tiffany. But jokes aside, this is a telltale sign of trouble in paradise. And there's even more to it. The Apple iPhone 15 Pro with its touted titanium metal is falling flat on its face. It seems like consumers just aren't buying into the hype anymore. With signal issues, lackluster imaging, and sluggish speeds, the iPhone is losing its luster. And obviously there's a sea of Android alternatives. Titanium metal, more like a titanium disappointment. It's clear that Apple needs to step up its game if it wants to stay ahead of the curve. And let's not forget the elephant that's in every room, AI. While Android manufacturers are pushing the boundaries in generative AI and image processing, Apple seems content with playing catch up. The era of AI phones is upon us, and Apple risks being left in the dust if it doesn't innovate fast enough. It's like watching a turtle race against a cheetah. Apple needs to pick up the pace if it wants to stay in the game. So what's the verdict? While Apple may still be raking in the cash, its reluctance to innovate could spell trouble in the long run. As Android manufacturers forge ahead with new technologies, Apple risks becoming a relic of the past. There you have it, folks. The plot thickens in the saga of Apple versus the world. Will they rise to the challenge, or will they be left behind in history? Only time will tell. That's all we have for today's installment of the Courtside Financial Podcast. I hope you found this insightful, educational, informative, and at the very least, entertaining. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below, and click the notification bell icon. All those things do go a long way in helping out the channel. Catch you in the next installment. That's going to be it for this episode of Week in Recap for the Courtside Financial Podcast. If you found any of this information valuable, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and definitely leave a comment down below. Genuinely interested in hearing what you guys think about these this new style of videos that we're doing. Anyways, that's going to be it. I'll catch you guys next time.